going on, fam? It's your fams that get it. Back at y'all with another video, back at y'all with another message. So today I wanted to come on here and talk about like the harsh truth about jobs and the working place and the 9 to 5. So yeah, let's get into it, fam. So basically what I want to come on here and talk about is like, you got to understand your job, wherever you work in your 9 to 5 is not your purpose. Am I telling you to quit your job? No. But you need to be coming up with something that you want to do or that you want to bring into that's going to overtake and become your job, become your full-time job. You got to understand it. Like, say like you work at 8 hours. You need to go home and work on 8 hours of yourself. You got to understand it because you don't want to be stuck at this job. You don't want to be stuck at this workplace for the rest of your life. You got to understand it. Just think about it. They make us waste 12 years of our life going to school, going through middle school, elementary, high school, middle school, all of that. That 12 years that they took away from us, just imagine if we didn't have to go to school, we would be coming up with what we want to do. With all these creative ideas, you got to understand that that's what really they took away from us, our creative ability, because you got to understand that they drained us and they died us down with all this school. You got to understand it. But just think about this. Whatever you like to do, whatever you're good at, sometimes maybe even go to God, the Most High Yahuwah, and ask him, what is your purpose? What is your calling? What did he put you on this earth to do? Because you got to understand that he did not put you and create you and put you on this earth to work for somebody else, to work and slave for your whole life. You got to understand that modern day slavery is basically in the workplace. You go to work, you slave for the rest, you slave and work for somebody else and work your hardest, and you go home and all you got when you go home is pain, heartache, your bones hurt, your bones aching, and you gotta pay bills, and then you right back at the job. You gotta understand that. You probably working 5 days on it, no matter how much you're working, but it just feel like as soon as you go home, you right back at work. It's just like they've been programming us since school to like think that we be with these other people that thinking that they are family, and we don't even got time to spend at home with our own family. You got to understand that we see the people at our workplace more than we see people at our home or our family. You got to understand that. And it gets so crazy to a point because I and even some people else, you start dreaming about your workplace. You start dreaming about the people at your workplace. That's how bad it is. You got to understand that. But you got to understand, a job stands for just overly broke. You're just overly broke. You're just overly making it through. You slave and work all this and that, and you complaining your mental not in the right place, and then you got to go home and pay bills, and you barely got enough money to buy food, buy groceries, buy something that you like, buy an outfit that you like, buy some shoes that you want. Like, you got to understand that, fam. So that's why you need to be coming up with what you want to do, so you won't have to go work for somebody else and get up and complain about going to work each and every day. You got to understand that, fam. Just think about this, having a mindset. Just think about it. It sound good, but it can be good too, because you can create it into your reality. Like, just thinking about working for yourself, creating your own schedule, getting up when you want to do, doing whatever you want to do at your own time. You got to understand that whenever you want to, you make the days that you want to have off. You make the days that you want to work. Just think about being your own boss, your own entrepreneur, working for yourself. That sounds love. You got to understand it. Because the Most High, he didn't put us on this earth to work for somebody else. And I saw a quote the other day, and it was just like, it was the boss over here, and he had his Lamborghini, and then it was a coworker. He was going to work. He said it to his boss. He was like, hey, nice car, boss. And boss was like, yeah, thank you. If you keep working hard enough or work harder than you already is, maybe I have one next year. So you're working hard and slaving for somebody else just for them to get the stuff that you want, just for them to get the nice stuff, and they leave you with the poor mid stuff, the low class stuff. You got to understand it. So you got to understand it. Sometimes the Most High could put you on this earth to break generational curses, to break cycles or loops in your family from poverty, from anything that's holding them bound, from bondage or demonic strongholds. You got to understand it. So as much as we don't want to work, and as much as I complain about going to work every day, work or a job, the Most High might be putting you there. You might be there because that might be your stepping stool before you get to the big stage. He might be teaching you something. He might be teaching you gratitude or how to be faithful and thankful enough with just least, so when he do give you that big portion, that big amount, you know how to handle it. You know how to be thankful and grateful for it. You know how to manage it, this and that. That's probably why you at this stepping stool, this low stage right now, to see if you can handle this, to see if you're going to be out here spending all this and that before you get to that big stuff, and you're going to be out here flourishing and trying to flex and trying to like do all this and that when everybody. You got to understand that. So you got to understand, fam, It's crazy enough that we gotta go to work, and that's us grown people. You gotta ask another grown person to have a day off. You gotta have, like, why would you want somebody on your back, behind your back, another grown person telling you what to do, when to do it, when to go on break? Oh, do this, and that. You're not doing that right. Like, you feel me? Like, you should be able to call your own shots. Tell yourself what you do. And I'm not coming on here knocking a 9 to 5, because I work one. And I've been through it my whole life, and I know how the 9 to 5 is. So if you work a 9 to 5 and you've been working for it for a while, for like 10 plus years, bro, I salute you, fam. But just me, I can't do that, fam. I know I'm called for something more. I know I'm called for something greater, to be my own boss. When I was young, I never thought about working a job, but then it happened. I wanted to go to the NFL. I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to be in a job place because my mindset was already further, and I already knew what it was coming to. But it's just, I'm seeing it now that I'm older, that it's really like that. Like, these warehouse jobs or any job, like, they'll make you want to get on your grind. They'll make you want to start doing things, start creating things, start coming out the box, thinking outside the box with things that you want to do or that you never thought of doing, and you start doing it. You got to understand that, fam. You got to understand. You got to start building that thing over time. Just imagine if you just start now, and then 2 years or 1 year down the line, you done blew up because you started doing that. You got to understand that you're not going to have all the answers as soon as you start doing whatever you want to do. But as you keep going, progressing, you're going to pick up on the mistakes, and you're going to learn from it, and you're going to become big and great and successful at it. You got to understand that. And then you can probably come back and tell everybody about what you did. You got to understand that, fam. These jobs, all they do is drain you. It's nothing but miserable people. All they do is sit around and gossip and talk about other people because they ain't did nothing with their life, because they ain't got up and took a risk or stepped outside the box and wanted to step in their own circle. You got to understand it. Some of these people love working for under companies. Some of these people love working for somebody else and don't want to work for themselves. They love getting up and complaining every day and going in there. You complaining about a job, but you still working there. Like, I never get that. How you complain about, oh, I'm ready to go, or complaining about going to work, but you still working there? Like, quit. Or find something else, or do something different. Like, do something you never thought you would do. See, that's the mindset I'm having right now. Like, I don't want to get to my 50s or my 60s or regret I didn't do something that I was good at or I love doing. You feel me? That's why I'm trying to do everything that I love doing, or that I'm good at, or that I know that God gifted me in or want me to do now, so I won't have to do it. You got to understand it. So I won't have to wait till my 30s or wait too late. I'm trying to start early. You got to understand that you should start early as possible. You got to understand that, fam. Just imagine if you start, you can be sitting with your wife and your family and your kids on a Saturday morning up watching cartoons with your kids while your wife and them making breakfast, and you sitting on the couch working from home, fam. Just imagine your backyard out there, fam. Like, y'all just debt-free, financially free. You got to understand that you got 2 cars sitting in the driveway, the garage. You got to understand that not having to go to work, not even having to think about getting up and going to work for somebody else, fam. That just like getting me chills, just wanting to get up and go work for somebody else, fam. You gotta understand that, fam. See, when you turn 18 and up, you gotta understand that this world don't care about you, man. And this video was for everybody, but this for the men right here. They don't care about you, man. They want to see you fail. This system was made for you to fail in all aspects of your life. It's easy to get in trouble, but it's hard to get out of. You gotta understand it. They basically want to make you barely get by in this lifetime and not want to do anything with your life, trying to keep you stuck and stagnant, trying to fill you with all this dopamine, these distractions, these temptations, everything, fam. It's so much going on that people need to wake up to, fam. These jobs, that's modern day slavery, fam. It's basically modern day slavery, fam. You gotta understand it. You working for somebody who wouldn't even pay you more or pay you enough to be your neighbor. They wouldn't even pay you to be their neighbor, fam. You gotta understand that, fam. These jobs don't really care about you. These bosses and this and that. You gotta understand that these bosses and these managers, they really the same person as you. They working for somebody else. They got somebody on top of them, except the only thing they try to say is because they make a little bit more money than you. Okay, but you still working for somebody else, though. The only thing they care about is you working hard, progressing their business, and they can fire you whenever they want to. They can call somebody, they can hire somebody else new, and then they can fire you whenever they don't even need you no more. That's the problem about these jobs. They can fire you whenever they don't even need you no more. When they don't even like you no more. You gotta understand that. Basically, when they dislike you, like, they'll use you and drain you and suck you all this and that, and then fire you on the spot. And then they try to call it layoff or this and that. You gotta understand that, fam. It's like, bro. Yeah, fam. If you took anything from this video, fam, I just want y'all to really think outside the box about these jobs, about working, about what you're doing, because these workplaces, they don't care about you. They only care about what you do for them. They only care about how well you benefit the business, how well you benefit the organization. You gotta understand that, fam. And they don't care if you tired or if you hurting or your bones aching or this and that. They want you to come back every single day. They don't care about you, fam. You gotta understand that, fam. That's why you need to be coming up on the side to what you want to do. You gotta understand that, fam. But yeah, if you didn't take anything from this video, fam, oh well.